Hello world of YouTube, and welcome to the first listening log aside of 2019, where I take a look at some of the EPs that I listened to over the last couple of months. Now this one's going to be shorter than some of the ones might be over the next couple of months, because I only have 3 to tackle, but 2 of them were requests, and I figured I'd tackle them sooner rather than later. So let's just dive right in. First one I checked out is actually from a friend. Like, it's his personal music. It is the band's name, the project's name is Zamboni Death Ride, and the EP's name is Bathe. And this is a buddy of mine I went to college with, Jonathan. We talk intermittently, and he was really excited to kind of put out this new EP and get some thoughts on it. And I figured I'd talk about it on the channel, give him a little bit of exposure as well, because I really like this thing. I like the way it sounds. The EP itself is like this melding of black gaze, post-metal, with doom metal, and I think both flavors suit each other a lot better than it might sound to some. You know, it's got the atmospherics and the vocalization scene and like the black gaze post-metal scene, but it has the sinisterness and the edge and the pacing of a doom metal project. And I honestly think it's a really cool sound, and it provides this really cool experience. You know, it's a short 3-track little project, and I think it's really solid. The one big thing I wanted to hear on a couple of pockets on the record, like on the second track in particular, I wanted to hear a little more of a build to something more intense. You know, there is a level of consistency across the project, but I feel like it doesn't get as adventurous with the melding of black gaze and doom metal outside of the vocals and the guitars being different. I would have loved to have seen like a point where he introduces just a purely black gaze section before letting it melt away into this doomy, sludgy mess, you know. But I think this thing is still really solid. I think it's a great outing for him, and I really enjoyed my experience with this EP, and I think that if you like any of those genres, you'll at least find this interesting in any regard. I give this thing like a 7 out of 10 personally. It's a really good little dose of music here, man. The next one I checked out was Sunflower Beans, King of the Dudes, which was requested by Garrett the Yokester, Goat the Yoke, he requested 22 in Blue last year, which I really enjoyed, if you don't remember, and I was already kind of looking forward to this. That was on my radar, but I pushed it up a little bit because of the recommendation, and I fucking like this thing more than 22 in Blue. It has that same kind of 70s aesthetic, but it really hams up this kind of dad rock style, kind of like Foghat and Foreigner era dad rock. It feels like a really fun, vibrant release with this kind of laid-back attitude, you know, like, it also doubles down on some really catchy moments, like the first couple of tracks, King of the Dudes and Come For Me, are so fucking catchy, down to their vocal lines and their guitar lines, and even how the rest of the band plays out, because in Come For Me, there's this moment where the band kind of builds it up to like a 38 Special style chorus with these really nice drums, which happens in a similar but different way on Fear City. Fear City kind of builds to the same kind of old school chorus in like a really fun way, and it's so indebted to its era. It's paying homage to, down to the production. The production's a little gritty, it's a little sleazy, it's a little crunchy at points too. The guitars and the vocals have that kind of effect on them that feels very throwback sounding. I fucking love the drums on this thing. I think that they sound tight. I love the way they're produced. They sound really retro in like the best way. And I fucking love this thing. It's a lot of fun. And I mean it's just a nice little 4-track little pocket of experience. I mean it's supposed to be fun, and I think it achieves that tenfold. I give this thing like an 8 out of 10. It's a great little package, man. I highly recommend it for sure. The last one I listened to be on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, was the Pornhub Valentine's Day album, which is just a trap EP with artists like Lil Xan and 6ix9ine coming together and making some really shitty music. Now, there's a couple of the atmospheres that I enjoy. I'm not gonna lie. There's some of the atmospheres and the instrumentals that aren't terrible, like on Right Now and Shake It, and even In My Bag, but man, nothing else about this thing is really memorable. A lot of the performances are very flaccid and stale, and they really lean heavily on that trap aesthetic that I don't like. While I do like some aspects of trap music, this is kind of the epitome of what I don't like within the genre. It's very blasé, it's very gray feeling, and it's very boring as a result. And also, a lot of the performances just don't do anything for me. While I do think that there's some talent in that group of in that genre, none of those people are on this EP. And to be completely frank, it's an album by Pornhub, and it does nothing for my giblets. It's not making me want to do anything, so I feel like it fails in that regard as well. Even though it's evident they're trying really hard to make some booty jams. They're just not good booty jams. You want good booty jams, enlist dudes like The Weeknd. Just saying. With half of the album's instrumentals being decent, though, I'm giving this a 2 out of 10, because yeah, and those were the EPs I listened to over the last couple of months. Like I said, this one's shorter than I feel like they're gonna be as the year goes on, but this year's kind of been a slow start in general. I've been finding releases here and there, but I haven't been finding as many that I'm immediately wanting to sink my teeth into as I did last year. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you have an EP or an album you'd like for me to you would like to request for me to listen to and check out on this segment or the listening log segment, leave it in the comments. Let me know what you thought of these releases as well. I'm gonna go. I've been Valentine. You guys have good days, lives, and situations, and I'll see you another day.